What's going on? Welcome back to Father to Six. I am the General. Today we're going to be talking about empathy and compassion. So the title of this show is going to be The Empathetic and Compassionate Father. A lot of times when we think about dads, when dads are mentioned or men is mentioned as fathers or parents, it's like that hard exterior, that hardcore dad, you know what I mean? But at the root of it all, dads ain't even like that. Now, you might have some dads who's like, a little rough on the edges when it comes to the boys, you know what I mean? But when it comes to the girls, we a little bit softer. But for those of you who want to hear what I got to say and, looking for to be a better parent. And when I say parent, I'm not just talking about my dads. I'm talking about my moms, my big sis, big bros, auntie, uncles, grandma, grandpa, whoever it is that's in that role that's contributing to the growth and success of the youth out here today, the kids today. You know what I mean? Yo, this is for you. All right, so let's jump right into it. I got my notes right here. So as a father, one of the most valuable gifts you can offer your children is the gift of empathy and compassion. By understanding and sharing their emotions and showing genuine concern for their well-being, you can foster a nurturing and supportive environment that helps your children thrive. Now, this is key right here, all right? Understanding and sharing their emotions. A lot of kids didn't grow up. A lot of us didn't grow up where our parents is understanding and sharing our emotions. It ain't with no understanding. There wasn't no sharing, no emotions. Not with your parents. You know what I mean? And that's not everybody. You know what I mean? But what are we going to do from the things that we've learned? Are we going to change or are we going to continue the cycle? You know what I mean? And I'm talking about the things that need to be changed. Not the things that's good, but the things that need to be changed. Or that can be brushed up. Empathy. Empathy is the ability to put oneself in another person's shoes and feel their emotions. All right? It's like, okay, if I do something to somebody or if I take this action, how this person going to feel? You get what I'm saying? That's empathy. All right? This is essential for forming strong connections and healthy relationships. Now, in order for anybody to build any type of relationship, and I'm talking about not only romantic relationships, but friendships too, work relationships, business relationships, any type of relationship, okay? And there's many different types of relationships, okay? You got to have some type of empathy, you know what I mean? Compassionate fathers are able to respond to their children's needs with kindness, patience, and understanding, creating an atmosphere where children feel safe, respected, and valued. Now, a lot of us didn't grow up, and I'm not speaking for myself and for everybody else, but there's a lot of people who didn't grow up where their parents, much less their fathers, was kind all the time to them, patient all the time, you know what I mean, and understanding. And when I say all the time, I'm not talking about every second of the day, because you know what? We all human. We ain't going to be kind and patient every single moment, but shoot, there's some parents and there's some of us who are more kind and more patient, you know what I mean, and more in tune with our emotions than, our parents was, you know what I mean, how we was raised, you know what I mean? So here's some tips I'm going to just drop on y'all to help you out to be more of a compassionate and empathetic father, And yeah, I was thinking about this because I'm like, dang, what can I say to the people that's going to help them out, especially my dads, my fellow dads. So here we go right now. Number one, practice active listening. Active listening. This is something big in my house. I had to go through active listening tutorials with them for a minute. We had to practice this hard because we so used to just jumping in. So what's active listening? Active listening is when you actually listening to the person without jumping in or cutting them off, right? You paying attention to what they're saying. You're not waiting for a pause to jump in and say something. And you know what? Real talk. Being an active listener, I think it's kind of challenging for most parents. You know what I mean? Well, I'm not going to say most, for some parents. You know what I mean? Because you're so used to just taking control and being the leader. And, let me jump in here and say this. But let your child jump in there, you know what I mean? For some of us, let the child jump up in there while we talking. It's a whole nother story. So what do I mean by practicing active listening? Giving your full attention to your child when they are speaking and resist the urge to interrupt or offer advice immediately. By listening attentively, you're demonstrating that you care about their feelings and their experience. Okay? their experiences. Now, this is crucial, you know what I mean? Because we want our kids to grow up being the best versions of themselves, right? And in order for you to get anywhere in life, people gotta feel like you care, right? And how do we teach that the listening and caring part? We gotta demonstrate it as parents. Yeah, we can preach all day, you know what I mean? We could tell you this and that. Yeah, and most kids might pick up on that, but the others is like, nah, bro. Nah, moms, nah, dad. I'm just doing. I'm you. I'm you, mom. I'm you, dad. You know what I mean? So, by listening, you showing that you care, right? And it's gonna be tough at first if you ain't the type of parent to be listening all the time. You jumping in there and giving your 2 cents all the time. It's gonna be tough. Cause it was tough for me. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna tell you one of the tips I did. You might be like, yo, General, you bugging. I'm gonna just tell you what worked for me. You know what I mean? I started taking notes while my kids talking. You know what I mean? And I'm being attentive too. So I know I'm saying being attentive. Don't have your phone out and whatnot. But I'm listening. And I'm taking notes. I might take notes, but I tell them, listen, I'm writing some questions down on my phone real quick. You know what I mean? So I have to remember what you're saying, because I'm the type, I like to jump in. And sometimes you have that kind of conversation where you could like go back and forth, jump in and jump out. You know what I mean? But sometimes that's not the case. You know what I mean? So active listening. Practice on that active listening. And the best thing to do, especially when you're starting off on the active listening tip, tell your kids, listen, I'm going to try something new. Let's all try something new. We're going to try something called active listening, all right? And, I may not be perfect at it at first. I might even suck at this at first, but just know that I'm trying. I'm trying to hear you out without interrupting and work with me. You see what I'm saying? And you know what? I'm gonna give you permission to be like, hey, dad, active listening now. Now, I ain't telling you to be rude now, trying to check me and whatnot, but I am saying, remind me if I'm, I'm jumping in there like that. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm doing. And that's what I did. All right? Active listening, that's number one. And as I count these down on number 1, 2, 3, all the way to 9, don't take this as, this is first, second, third. These are in no order at all. These are just things that I notice in myself that help me. And I'm like, how can I help the people? So I'm just sharing this with y'all. So first thing was active listening. Number 2, validate their emotions. Recognize and acknowledge your child's emotions without judgment. Okay? Let them know that it's okay to feel a certain way and that you're there to support them. All right? Validate their emotions. So little Johnny, upset and whatnot. You know what I mean? Hear them out. All right? Validating the emotions here's a perfect example. I feel you. I know you upset, right? Or how do you feel right now? Dad, I'm upset. I'm sad. I'm mad. I'm whatever. All right, cool. I get it. You know what? I understand that you're upset. I see that you're mad, and I feel you. I get that. I see that. Acknowledging their emotions, not pushing it aside like, yo, bro, that ain't nothing to be upset about. What you tripping? No. All right. No judgment. Keep that judgment inside. All right. Just be there. This is how you support being there. All right. Validating their emotions. All right. Number 3, being present and engaged. Yo, there's a lot of times growing up, a lot of my friends' parents, the dads, I'm gonna say, they wasn't present and they wasn't engaged. Now, growing up in Brooklyn, I think I known 2 dads. Shout out to the 2 dads, but there's 2 dads, and those 2 dads weren't really active in their life. One of them, both of them was always working, and when they was home, they didn't have no quality time. You know what I mean? So being present and engaged, and what I mean by that, spending quality time with your child. Quality time. Y'all know what quality time is, but shoot, let me give you an example. Quality time is when you are with your child and you're not distracted. Your attention is on them completely. And you ain't doing no work, answering no emails, you ain't on the phone, you ain't texting, you ain't doing this and that. Yo, you spending time with them that's 100% belonging to them, right? And you're not sharing your time with them. And yo, shout out to my parents who got a difficult life. We all got a complex life. Difficulties, measures is different for everyone. You understand what I'm saying? So, maybe parent A can give 3-4 hours to their time to their kids, and parent B is like, yo, I barely got even an hour for myself. But quality time is not a time limit. It's a time period that you are giving and devoting to them. You get what I'm saying? Spending quality time with your children, participating in activities that they enjoy, and share meaningful conversations. So y'all having a conversation and y'all sharing this. So if this is not something that you normally do, it's going to be challenging. But anything that's challenging don't mean it ain't achievable. Come on now. Bars. You know what I mean? Just because it's a challenge doesn't mean it's not achievable. All right, so we sharing conversations. It's going to seem foreign at first because, you know what I mean, we ain't normally talking. But you know what? Be honest with your kids. You know what I mean? Yo, let's try something new. You know, I said I was trying active listening, but also I'm going to try to be more present and engaged. You see what I'm saying? Because I feel like I ain't giving you the time like I should. And you know what? It's time to make a change. Why are you making a change now, Mom or Dad? Dad, why are you making a change now? Well, you know what? I'm self-reflecting. You know what I mean? I want to be better. You know what I mean? And I want to show you that it's okay to admit things that you want to be better. You know, work at things that you want to be better. And one thing I want to get better at is spending quality time with you and being present and engaged. Bam. What your kid gonna say to that? Holla at me. All right, what's next? Number 4, showing warmth and affection. Hug your children, hold their hands, and offer physical comfort when they need it. Expressing love and affection helps children feel secure and reinforces their sense of self-worth. All right, hug your children. I know, I ain't gonna say I know, but the stigma again about dads is, dads don't be doing the hugs and stuff. Oh, all the dads I know, they be doing hugs. But if you're not a hugging dad, I would encourage you to just become more of a hugging dad because it's something about that touch of a father, bro. You know what I mean? The touch of daddy. You know what I mean? And, maybe you do that to your daughter, but do you doing that to your son? Are you treating your kids with a physical emotion equally? You know what I mean? And it may seem foreign to you because maybe you ain't grow up hugging your dad. So you're like, I'm not a hugger. But you know what? Are you willing to change? Are you willing to adapt? Or are you willing to develop and grow? We talk about growth on this channel right here. We changing the world right here. You want to change your world and your family? I'm just trying to say like, yo, try the hugs. You know what I mean? I do the hugs and the kisses with my kids. You know what I mean? I want them to feel me and I want my DNA on you. I want my, epigenetic memory on you. Look that one up. Epigenetic memory. It's in my DNA. You know what I mean? So I'm kissing you. I love you. Give you a nice kiss. You know what I mean? I ain't talking about nothing crazy now. All right? I'm talking about kissing your kid. All right? Hugging them. You know what I mean? Holding their hand. I'm not talking about your 17-year-old son. You over there holding hands with him walking down the street. Now that's your thing. Okay, cool. But I'm not saying that. You got a 7-year-old, 8-year-old. It's all right to hold hands. You know what I mean? We don't gotta be hard. You know what I mean? It's something about the touch of a parent, of daddy's touch. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do a series on a daddy's touch. All right, showing warmth and affection. And then when they feeling down, it's okay to be like, yo, come here, bring it in. Let me hug you real quick. Let it all out. Because you know what? Sometimes we trying to hold it in, but it feel good to cry sometimes, y'all. You know what I mean? Letting it out, not holding it in. Because holding that in is just unhealthy, right? And when you crying, you feel vulnerable, right? You know what I'm talking. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And it feel good when somebody comfort you when you crying. You know what I mean? It's just like a sense of like everything is gonna be okay. I don't even know how, but that hug is just telling me like, yo, everything gonna be okay. Number 5, teach empathy through storytelling. Like Jesus in the Bible, right? I know Jesus. You don't have to subscribe to him, but y'all know about him. He told a lot of parables, right? To get to the people to understand what he's talking about, right? So teach empathy through storytelling, okay? Share stories that explore various emotions and perspectives, encouraging your children to consider how other people might feel in different situations. And you know what? Ask them about their day, things that happen, right? Bring up different articles. Maybe y'all like watching Instagram, the Reels and the TikTok, and y'all see this thing right here. I'm like, yo, what you think about this? How you think this person felt when this happened? You know what I mean? Let's look at it from a different perspective. Let's not just look at things from our perspective all the time, but let's look at the perspective from the other side, from someone else. You see what I'm saying? And let me know how you think that feels. Have conversations like that. And then, if you ain't got no stories, dang it, you a dad, so you gotta have some stories. All the dads I know got stories now. You know what I mean? And if you ain't got no stories, make some up. You know what I mean? Make up some fables. You know what I mean? I ain't telling you to lie to your kids, but then create a story. All right? To get them to understand about empathy. You know what I mean? All right, next. Model empathy and compassion. Model empathy and compassion. When I'm thinking about modeling empathy and compassion, I'm thinking about the runway models now. You know what I mean? I love me some models in fashion. They be on the runways, you know what I mean? They be stepping in, twirl, bam, open the coat, whatever it is. They let you see the whole 9 yards of what they are modeling, right? And they taking it serious, right? So when you modeling empathy and compassion, taking it serious, right? I am an example of empathy and compassion, right? Every time you get up and you wake up, anywhere you at, you on the runway, showing off your empathy and compassion. Oh, snap, about to rain. Okay, we good. Demonstrating empathy and compassion in your daily interactions with others, both inside and outside the presence of your family. Why? You like, why I gotta do this outside the presence of my family? Because it's muscle memory. This is who you are, who you're trying to become. You want your kids to be like you. That means you're not just doing it when they're around. You're doing it all the time, 24/7, 7 days a week. You heard me? Your children will learn from your example and develop these skills in themselves. Number 7, encourage perspective taking. Encourage perspective taking. Encourage your child to imagine how they would feel in another person's situation and discuss how their actions might impact others. I know I mentioned this before, but this is good because of peer pressure. Ain't nothing like peer pressure. Come on, y'all. We all been there, right? Everybody doing it and somebody like, yo, bro, come on. Sis, come on. And you just feel pressured to go do it, right? But if you encouraging perspective taking with your children, like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. Because I'm thinking about, they're gonna be thinking like, dang, how my dad gonna feel? How my mom gonna feel? You know what I mean? How that person gonna feel if I do that stupidness to them? You know what I mean? That ain't right. Let me not even do that. You over here building leaders, you know what I mean? And not followers. And I'm not saying that everybody is a leader and everybody, but it is sometimes you gotta take the lead. And there's times where you following the right thing. But if it ain't the right thing, nah, don't do it, right? And this is one of the tools we can teach them and encourage them to use to do the right thing, okay? When I say right, you know what I mean, all right? Number 8, promote kindness and understanding. Promote it, all right? And you got to promote that with your actions too. Kindness and understanding. Where my road rage drivers at? You know what I mean? Where my road rage? Every time something happens, y'all over there, we cussing it up, yelling and screaming. Yeah, we got to tone it down, y'all, because y'all teaching that to the kids. That ain't kindness and understanding. You know what I mean? And just let them know, like, you know what, I'm really working on this. And really actually work on it. You see what I'm saying? So promote kindness and understanding. What that mean? Teach your kids, teach them the importance of treating others with kindness and respect, emphasizing the value of being considerate and helpful. And I ain't talking about being railroaded or simping. That's the phrase out here now, simping. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about true understanding and compassion. Truly being compassionate and understanding. Not getting ran over and not allowing your boundaries to be crossed and you being run over. You know what I mean? And last but not least, foster emotional intelligence. Foster emotional intelligence. Help your children develop emotional intelligence by encouraging them to express their feelings, identify their emotions, and learn effective coping strategies. Hey, what's going on? Tell me how you feeling. What's going on? Right? And then they tell you, you go ballistic on them. Like, you shouldn't be mad at me. Nah. Encourage them to be open about how they feel, right? Now it's about to rain again. About to go inside. All right, so foster emotional intelligence. So, encourage your child to express their feelings. What's going on with you? Why you feel? You seem kind of different. And then when they tell you, you go buck wild, you don't need to be feeling like that. Nah, slow it down, Pops. Slow it down, Mom Dukes. You know what I mean? Encourage them to share their feelings. And you know what? They ain't gonna be sharing their feelings all the time the right way. But you know what? Let's use these as coaching moments, teaching moments, right? Hey, I get that you upset, but there's a right way and then there's a wrong way to express how you feel, right? All right? There's a right way and a wrong way, right? And there's an expectation of margin. There's a margin of expectation that, you know what? Because you're upset, I can get why your voice may fluster. You see what I'm saying? But that don't mean that you got to go straight up and yell at me because you're upset now. You see what I'm saying? But we got to foster the same thing. We got to show the same example. Like when we upset, we can't just be taking our anger out on the kids now. You see what I'm saying? Taking that on our partner, the husband or the wife or whoever you're with. You see what I'm saying? Because they're just going to copy who you are, right? So, you know what? You could just use the same thing I've been telling you. You know what? I'm going to try something different. I know that I be going kind of crazy sometimes when, I ain't feeling well, my stomach hurt, or I'm going through whatever I'm going through. And sometimes I know I go a little buck wild on you. I'm sorry. And you know what? I'm trying something different, all right? Because I want you to open up more to me. And I want to show you a different way of life. And I want to show you that, you know what? This is not how you have a good relationship with anybody, by taking out your anger on them, right? By showing them the right way on how to cope with those emotions. So when I feel like I'm at the red line, you know what I mean? I'm getting close to 10. Y'all know what 10 is, you know what I mean? I'm getting close to 10. I'm not going to wait till I get to 10 to try to excuse myself. Like, you know what? I feel inside, I'm saying like, I feel this. Oh, snap, I'm about to, all right, you got one more time. I ain't going to give them the opportunity to get one more time. Hey, excuse me real quick. You mind if I just take a minute real quick? I need a few minutes to myself. Or you know what? Can we talk about this a little bit later? Allow your children to say that to you. You see what I'm saying? So that way they can calm themselves down. And I'm not talking about use this as an excuse not to talk about it and we're going to sweep it under the rug. Nah. Okay. How long you need? No, I need about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Give me an hour. Cool. In an hour, we're going to readdress this thing. You see what I'm saying? Come on down when you get done or whatever the case may be. I'll show them ways to cope with their emotions, right? Not to release up on you. Healthy release. Healthy release. You get what I'm saying? Encourage them to express their feelings. Encourage them to express their feelings. The benefits of being an empathetic and compassionate father are vast, impacting not only your children's emotional well-being, but also their social and cognitive development, how they build relationships with everybody, how they think, their mindset, their growth mindset when it comes to interacting with people and engaging with others. By cultivating empathy and compassion, you're helping your child build the foundation for healthy relationships, effective communication, and emotional resilience. All right, so healthy relationships. Healthy relationships ain't where you yelling at the person every time you get upset, right? Let's not show them that. Let's teach them what healthy relationships are so that way they can get into healthy relationships. That way they can resist and push away and not be a part of unhealthy relationships. Because we know a lot of women who get into unhealthy relationships, but there's a lot of fellas out there too in unhealthy relationships. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't know how to receive and how to give. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes they the ones that's causing the unhealthy stuff. And then sometimes they not. They're the receivers of the unhealthy relationships. You see what I'm saying? So as we teaching our children this and they get older, right? They're going to learn. But remember, as your kids get older, they're going from little crawling things, cute and adorable, to the toddlers, to the little kids, to the preteens, to the teenagers. Pause for the cause. To the young adults, right? So you're going to have to give them room for growth. Right? You ain't gonna be stomping on them. You know what I mean? Give them room for growth. Allow them time to grow. Allow them to make those errors and mistakes at home, and then you correcting them accordingly, not harshly, right? Because they new to the game too. And a lot of us, we new to the game too, raising kids. Like, I done had a kid before. Well, every kid is different. You see what I'm saying? So maybe your old strategy may not work with the second kid and the third kid and the fourth kid or the fifth kid or the sixth kid or whatever kid you on, you know what I mean? To wrap things up, the empathetic and compassionate father plays a critical role in creating a nurturing and supportive environment for his children. You see what I'm saying? And guys nurture too. It ain't no softness, no weakness. No, we all nurture. Men and women, moms and dads. Moms nurture differently than dads nurture. You see what I'm saying? It don't mean that we don't know how to nurture at all. We got our own way of doing things, right? But sometimes we may have to sharpen our skills up in the way we do things, just like moms may have to. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying this right here is a dad thing. This is everybody thing. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to share with the fellas, as well as my moms and everybody else, but things that I've learned, I picked up. Things that could help you. Things that like make you think like, all right, I'm gonna try that right there. All right. By cultivating empathy and compassion within yourself, you are setting the stage for your child's emotional well-being, social competence, and overall happiness. Now, I'm gonna tell you this: they start mastering these things, they're gonna be happy campers because they ain't gonna have a whole lot of drama in their life. They ain't gonna be the cause and the start of drama. They're gonna identify this stuff like, nah, I ain't with that. You see what I'm saying? And on top of that, when you teaching them, guess what they doing? They sharing this information with those around them, creating like-minded individuals, right? And we all like when people like-minded, you know what I mean? It's much easier to get along with somebody who got the same mindset as you. You dig? Remember, the journey towards becoming an empathetic and compassionate father is ongoing. This journey is every day. This is for life, you know what I mean? Till you're done, okay? But the rewards are immeasurable, okay? It's very rewarding when you start to see your child take all these principles in, right? And utilizing them. Like, dang, yo, mature. You know, life starts to become easier. You know, they coming to you, they sharing. You know what I mean? You like, damn, you know, I'm glad that, you know what, you coming to me first. And it just feels good to have that type of relationship with your kids because you know deep down inside it's because of you, right? Your change. One of the things I always say to people is be the change that you want to see in the world. The world, okay? And there's different types of worlds. You got the world inside you. You know what I mean? You know what's going on inside here, you know what I mean? Then you got the world right outside you. And that's your kids, right? That world right there. You want to see a change in that world. Be that change for them because they're watching. You know what I mean? They're on a surveillance tip. You know what I mean? They're watching. You know, so be that change. That's pretty much it. But don't go nowhere yet. Hit that like button, all right? Comment below with 100, little buck sign, you know what I mean? A 100 sign. Throw some cash up in there, you know what I mean? Hit that comment up. Let me know how I did, man. You know what I mean? So I know, like, yo, this was good. What I need to change or whatnot. Because, I'm trying to do this thing right here. No, I'm doing the thing right here. So, hey, feed me back with something, all right? Appreciate you. Always leaving you with love, light, life. Always. Father to 6, I'm the general, baby. Peace.